All right, ladies and gentlemen, last reaction for today. We had a very good chapter of One Piece. Time to see where we stand with more Sakamoto days. Yo, peoples! Qushu 92 here. Welcome back to Sakamoto Days. Time to see where things go with Shishiba and Osaragi and everyone else contending with Shishiba, Osaragi, and including Kamihate, as Osaragi's been currently incapacitated because of Uzuki embodying Takamoto's personality. But Kamihate, the elusive sniper that we haven't seen in a hot minute, it's time for him to show up and save the woman that he likes a whole lot. So let's begin with Days 211, Electric Shock Hazard. And Kamihate is right next to Shishiba, and Shishiba's looking at him going, "Kamihate? I was wondering who that was. We've almost never spoken before, Shishiba. Your voice is so quiet. I rarely come down to the surface. My throat. Yeah, whatever. Get ready." And then we get Oki going, "This is unfortunate, Kamihate. I thought you were more reasonable than this." "Screw this garbage! Thanks to you... Thanks to you idiots, the morning weather was interrupted for a special report. No matter what happens, I side with the weather girl and Osaragi." And in an instant, both Kamihate and Shishiba dodge out of the way of Uzuki basically slicing through an entire support column. Mind you, the support column is massive. It is massive and thick. I mean, it would be too big for me to even show you the circumference of it. It is just that massive. But he slices through it. "Can you do close combat?" "Heck no! Then why are you even here? Because you can't carry Osaragi while running out of here by yourself." "It's not my style to run off with my tail between my legs, but I don't have a choice." And then Kamihate immediately fires on Uzuki, who is muttering to himself just like old man Takamura, and easily blocks the shots. Then there's a tug on Shishiba, as it's Osaragi who is not letting go of the remainder of her circular saw. Mind you, Uzuki basically destroyed her circular saw, but even while she's unconscious, Osaragi's grip strength is so great that she has yet to let go. Man, these order members are broken. First, it was Hio, where even when he died, he maintained his hold on Kumanomi, and that's the reason why she had to cut her own arm off. And even while unconscious and seriously injured, Osaragi is not letting go of her weapon. "Ugh, so that's why you're so heavy. Let go of your weapon!" And he says, "Yer." Y-E-R. So he has like a southern accent? Have I been doing the wrong voice for Shishiba the entire time? "Nah." "Oh, so that's why you're so heavy. Let go of your weapon." "You'll have to pry it out of a dead hand. Impressive." And while he's carrying Osaragi, Uzuki jumps up after them. "Bring it on. It's not exactly my style, but take this!" And Kamihate fires, and Uzuki slices through the bullet. But it also causes this massive upheaval of dust to kick up. Not only that, but he also apparently landed a shot on the roof that causes it to topple in between them. "Hey, that's Andy." "Shut up." And Uzuki is just standing in the smoke, and he's just looking. And then Uzuki goes, "Wanna go after them?" "Nah." "Why am I getting an uneasy feeling?" And then Kamihate sneezes, but we see the Achu go straight through the barrel of his rifle. "Allergies? When I shoot those bullets, it makes my muzzle itchy. More importantly, is Osaragi okay?" "Osaragi? Huh? What's with the freaky hair?" And Uzuki and Shishiba's hair starts standing on end, and it's like floating around him, and he just goes, "Huh?" And then we just get a brother with like prayer beads and like an obi, and he's got like sneakers. He got Air Jordans on, spiky hair with black highlights or dark highlights, and he's just standing there, apparently in front of Shishiba. Ugh, what? No. Hey, now, don't get so amped up. Sorry, dude. We're in a hurry. Get lost. And he fires on this brother, and the brother puts his hand out that has like metallic claws on the ends of his fingers. Ooh, I'm tingling. And energy starts crackling out of his fingers, and it goes shooting towards Kamihate. And Kamihate gets electrocuted. Kamihate! And this dude's got gloves. Like, does he got shock gloves? It's shock fingers. It's like shock claws. He's got shock claws. And electricity is just emanating off of his fingers going, don't get so prickly, sniper. And Shishiba goes in to try and hit him, which Shishiba immediately blocks. Not only does he block, this jerk. There's also a massive explosion of electricity from him, and it shows that not only is he capable of easily blocking Shishiba's hammer with his mere fingers, but him coursing that electricity through it also allowed him to destroy his hammer. He can wield electricity freely. It's the worst matchup for my weapon. And this dude, whoever he is, goes up right against Shishiba. I can't remember if he's part of the order. I don't remember him being introduced. I don't remember him at all. I don't know if he's been introduced. I hate static. And he starts clashing with this dude. Electro-charge blows. It's like being whacked with a stun gun. And then the dude smiles and points his finger down going, you should find some cover. And then all of a sudden, Shishiba gets completely doused in a bolt of lightning out of nowhere. And while he's falling, he thinks, sorry, Osaragi. But Osaragi is on the ground next to Shishiba, and she gets hit by the lightning as well. And then we get a... And Osaragi wakes up, grabs the remainder of her saw, and slams this dude straight. Y'all, I told you there was a reason why! There's a reason why Osaragi scared me the most. She just got slashed by Uzuki. She should be heavily impaired. But she got shocked back into action and completely bodies this dude in an instant. The remainder of her circular saw, she slams him into a support column. And not only does Osaragi grab Shishiba in her teeth, but she also grabs Kamihate, jumps out the window, and starts running. You're late, Gozu. Don't get so amped up, Kay. Hey, who are those freaks anyway? The Order. They're so spicy. I'm gonna kill them. And that's the end of the chapter. We're already done with the chapter. Wow. Okay. Wow. So we got Kamihate. All right, so it's not gonna take me long to get through the review of this chapter. So Kamihate shows up, says he's not really good with close range combat. He's upset because the Weather Girl he would normally watch was interrupted by a special broadcast, and no matter what happens, he'll side with the Weather Girl and Osaragi. And they basically just do their best to defend themselves from Uzuki. Mind you, it's very short, but Kamihate also has bullets that can create a smoke screen, which is not his style because he prefers to just take the target outright, not create a smoke screen that can make it harder for him to aim, which is, like it said, not his style. And they manage to get out. And then we run into another member that is I guess from Alkamar. I want to say it's Alkamar because we don't get the order referring to Uzuki as K. So this is another dude from Alkamar because he refers to Uzuki as K, and only those from Alkamar refer to him as such. So we get him. We find out he's a bad matchup for Shishiba because his electricity allows him to destroy the hammers of Shishiba. But before that happens, after he basically he basically knocks out Shishiba with just like a giant bolt of lightning, just pure electrocution. Osaragi gets shocked conscious. She gets shocked conscious, wakes up, doesn't waste a single second grabbing what remains of her circular saw, slamming Gozu through a pillar, grabbing Shishiba and Kamihate, jumping out of a window all the way to the ground floor, all the way to the ground. Mind you, they're very high up, okay? They're not like low to the ground at all. She's jumping high up out of the building, down to the ground, and she makes a run for it with Shishiba and Kamihate in tow. And then Gozu's just like, he's just laughing at it. Then he checks in with Uzuki, he says that they're of the order, and now Gozu is just raring to kill Shishiba, Osaragi, and Kamihate now. So, with that being said, that was actually quick for me to get through. Wow, it's only been like 11 minutes. That was actually quick to get through. Now we have Osaragi, Shishiba, and Kamihate who are on the run now. They all made it out alive. A lot of people were saying that Osaragi was probably going to die or someone was going to die, but it looks like all three of them got out. All three of them got out. And now we have to wait because we're about to go on break because of Golden Week. We're about to go on break and we got to wonder, okay, since Osaragi, Shishiba, and company have made it out alive, where are they going to go? Are they going to find Sakamoto? Because I feel like they'll have a much better time being allied with Sakamoto than just trying to shoot out on their own. Like trying to be out on their own. Because at least with Sakamoto's group, you got Kendaka, you got Yotsumura, who Shishiba already feels like a certain familiarity towards. And the interactions with Osaragi with literally anyone else other than Shishiba is always a riot. So they could wind up going to Sakamoto's. But also, Gozu just showing up out of nowhere. I wonder how he matches up with Kumanomi. Because Kumanomi is capable of using magnetism for her moveset. Now we have Gozu who just uses straight up electricity for his moveset. And I'm wondering how. This isn't a series where people have supernatural powers. They're just really strong people. So I'm just wondering, how are you... Kumanomi? I'm kind of wondering how she's able to use magnetism and magnetism as a whole, because she was shown pulling an entire crane truck off the ground and straight through an entire museum building. She's done that, capable of ripping metal objects all over the place. I couldn't even find my words there. I don't know. I was like, but metal objects all over the place, and she's very strong with that. But we never really figured out just how that happens. Is it her gloves? And then we find out that she can do that with it's pretty much her gloves, but she's just so adept at it. So my thing is, how does one create electrical? And these things aren't even gloves on Gozu, all right? They are just claws, like little jewelry pieces that you would see certain dudes have back in the day, like that one evil dude from the Big Trouble in Little China. He has like the different adornments on his fingers. How does one imbue these with electricity? For it to be so strong, you can make a giant lightning bolt come down and knock a person unconscious. And it has AoE, because it also hit Osaragi too, and she was close to Shishiba. How does one do that with just gloves that are on your fingers? I wonder sometimes about the weapons that are made in this series. I wonder about it sometimes. How does this work? I would love to have like a little description on how these different items work. And how they're so durable, how they're so powerful. Because I want to know, who are they getting this stuff made by? Who's making this stuff? See, it's one thing to have a person use an object of incredible power. It's another to consult the person who created the object of incredible power. See, we always talk about the assassins. We always talk about the powerful people who use powerful objects, but we never really wonder about the maker of the objects themselves. From Sakamoto's incredibly strong pen, to his gun, to the sword of Takamura that shows absolutely no sign of chipping. My thing is, the thing that gets me about Takamura was the fact that he was able to resharpen his sword by having people shoot at it. And blocking it at certain angles to resharpen it again. Who makes a blade like that? Then we got Osaragi's circular saw, which she's had ever since she was at that farm and the JAA tried to kill her. How do you make something that powerful? Mind you, the only thing that was capable of not only deflecting it but destroying it was essentially a sword under the influence of Uzuki's Takamura personality, and that was it. But beforehand, she was capable of slicing through entire buildings, slicing through people easily, even using it as her own little ride that she can ride up the wall with. You ever wonder where these weapons come from? Like, is it a specific gunsmith who makes all this stuff? I know I'm going on like a fully different tangent here, but it's just crazy. Like, the very strong hammers of Shishiba, we've just seen can only take but so much punishment because electricity is apparently a bad matchup for them. Hold on, family. But yeah, we got Osaragi, Shishiba, and Kamihate on the run. So much for me thinking that we were going to get a chapter where Kamihate's face and, you know, the rest of his body was going to be revealed. And apparently he doesn't go down to the surface all that often. So his voice is very quiet and he doesn't really speak all that much. Because apparently well, I'm just making the assumption here. Maybe he doesn't speak all that often simply because it could throw off his aim. Maybe, because I don't know what all is expected of a sniper in the world of firearms. I've never really looked into it. So maybe him not screaming loud or being a person that speaks loudly is not something that's a trait of his due to his nature as a sniper. So that's just me assuming. So I don't actively know. But yes, overall, that was a very, very, very good chapter for Sakamoto Days, and now we have to wait an entire 2 weeks. We gotta wait a week. We gotta wait 14 days until we get the next chapter of Sakamoto Days, which means this upcoming Sunday will be a break for me. I'll get to rest. I'll get to rest on a Sunday, save for reacting to the newest episode of One Piece. But yes, overall, I like this chapter because Osaragi is back. And she was the one to save both Shishiba and Kamihate. Literally, this is a woman who got slashed through the back and through the front. And that wasn't enough to keep her down. Osaragi is scary. And the fact that she's the one holding Shishiba and everyone else and she's making her escape, Osaragi is built different. I told you I was scared of this woman, and this is yet another chapter that just proves why. But overall, good chapter. Time for me to get started with the newest episode of One Piece. Thank you, everybody, for showing up today. I really do mean it. Consider becoming a member, because I'm going to be doing a whole bunch of member stuff in May, and I would like for you all to be a part of that. But, you know, that's only if you've been here long enough and I have something that you see is worthy of being a member for. All I can say to everyone else is, hope y'all enjoyed. Can't wait to see you all in my next video. Like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already, because I am always looking forward to entertaining you. And because I know you're coming back anyway. So have a fantastic day. And once again, as always, later, peoples.